Wow guys, the Cavs just won the biggest game of the year, and there now is not much more you can say. Cleveland is a contender, they can win from playing so many different styles of basketball, and just overall as a fan, this was definitely the best basketball game of the season. The thing that really stood out to me is that Donovan Mitchell had a stinker, and the Cavs fought against awful officiating, and they were still able to squeeze out the W against all odds. Maybe I'm being a little harsh, the refs were okay, but it baffles me how they missed that SGA out of bounds call, which led to a 3. But I don't want to focus on that. I want to talk about how Jarrett and Evan Mobley absolutely took over this game, and how Darius Garland put the icing on the cake and really kept the Cavs afloat when Mitchell was struggling. This was one of the first big games that Darius took over, and I'm all here for it. Before I begin, I would really appreciate it if you would drop a like and subscribe. It only takes 5 seconds, plus you can always change your mind. We are now on the road to 50k subscribers. We just hit 40k. Thank you all so much for that. And with your support, I believe that we can get there super fast. Alright, so let's really just start out talking about and appreciating the game that this was. Two teams both coming into things with huge winning streaks. The Cavs were undefeated against the West. The Thunder were undefeated against the East. Both teams play a similar style of basketball. The Cavs are a little more offensive oriented. The Thunder are a little more defensive oriented. But overall, they both play a real systematic brand of basketball. They don't just chuck up random threes to chuck up random threes. They both start from the inside and then go out. None of the players are constant whiners. These are two teams that I absolutely want to see in the finals. And with the Cavs winning a big game and moving to 32-4 in this fashion, I think this is the night they really turn some heads and change the stupid narrative that people have given them that they are not a championship team. It was ridiculous that they dropped to number 2 in the power rankings, and even though this game had a sloppy start, which was expected with how much energy and tenacity the players were playing with, the Cavs just battled. They responded to all the punches thrown at them, and with a little better boxing out and taking care of the basketball and not forcing things, I think they could have won this game by way more. And I know what Thunder fans are going to say. They are going to point to that they were without Chet and Caruso, but at the end of the day, I truly believe that barely changed anything. I know Chet is going to get his blocks and will be a disruptor, but I don't think Allen or Mobley will be intimidated by him at all. And Hartenstein does not have the mobility to make them the duo that Allen and Mobley are. I think the guards are going to recognize that they can get to their spots, sort of like what SGA does. And I mean, if Mitchell shows up even at all in future matchups, the Cavs will have a much easier time offensively. I know Ty Jerome stepped up and made some big plays and shots inside, LeVert had a few threes, and Dean Wade pocketed a few big ones, but the fact that the Cavs are able to produce this kind of offense with the stinker of a game that Mitchell had really showed how deep they are. And shout out to Max Strus as well. The Strus was loose in this one, and his efficiency may have won the Cavs this game. But again, when Strus goes cold, Mitchell may be red hot. When they both are cold, it's Garland that takes over. And then LeVert and Jerome of course have their moments as well. It takes a full team effort, and I truly believe that Kenny Atkinson has unlocked everyone to their fullest potential. This is a fast-paced offense, there are no bad shots, there is no fear or trying not to mess up. This is free-flowing basketball, and it really is starting to pay off. I mean, we are really starting to see the confidence grow in all these young guys. And to me, this was the game that solidified that Jarrett Allen should be an all-star, no doubt about it. He was a force. Usually I view him as a bit of a softer player, I'm not gonna lie about that, but he stood up to Hartenstein. He chased loose balls, he got scrappy, and then he found ways to put the ball in the basket. And then Evan Mobley, I know I say this every video, but this is a brand new Evan Mobley. At first you cannot really tell that he added weight and got stronger, but it is so obvious now. He's making plays and being aggressive. I really am starting to see the future vision of Giannis that everyone has been talking about. I think in 2 or 3 years, he will be a top 5 player in the league. There were multiple times in this game where he went in and moved Hartenstein backwards while maintaining control of the ball to get a bucket. And when he does get stopped at the rim, he's looking to pass. He is playing exactly how the Cavs need him to, and he is the key that finally turned and unlocked everything within the offense. Just him looking to shoot has completely changed spacing in ways nobody could have imagined. And then switching over to the backcourt, let's talk more about Darius Garland, because this was the game where he put himself on the national map. I was looking at some of the social media reactions after the game ended, and people were finally talking about how ridiculous it is that nobody has voted him in for the All-Star game. The way that he facilitates and gets to wherever he wants at will, and just his craftiness is next level. We are seeing the 2021 version of Darius Garland once again, except this one might be a bit better, because defensively he is competing. And then in the clutch, it was something to watch him decide to take over the game. He knew Mitchell didn't have it, and he knew OKC's best defender was on him. So he decided it was his night to ice the game, and that is exactly what he did. And nobody can stop his floater game no matter how hard they try. It's all timing. When a defender steps up, he will throw the easy lob to Allen or Mobley, and when the defender stays back, he will make the floater 9 out of 10 times. It's great basketball, and I think people are finally starting to see it. And then to talk about some of the role players off the bench, we finally got to see Isaac Okoro after missing 8 games with an injury. He did not have any points, but he played 13 minutes and was plus 12 in a game where the Cavs won by 7. Insane impact, and that's just what he does. He's quiet, he does his job, he defends at an elite level. He is a very valuable piece. And then Ty Jerome had 15 points in 11 minutes. That is what you call ultra efficiency. And I guess I thought he played more minutes than he did. To be able to get 15 points with 2 rebounds, an assist, along with 2 steals on top of that in just 11 minutes is pretty incredible. He has pushed the ceiling of what this bench can be to new heights. And even though he isn't always on, when he is, he can be the difference. Because there are only so many guys the defense can focus on defending. And then LeVert had 8 points with 2 rebounds and 2 assists. He missed a few shots in this game, but he still did the little things that absolutely matter. And just handling the ball at times and taking control of the offense to give Mitchell and Garland a few possessions off is huge. And we all know how good of a defender he is. He switched on to Shea a few times in this game, and I thought he held his ground. Obviously, he allowed a few buckets, but that's just going to happen when you're defending a player and players of that caliber. And then Kenny Atkinson, I don't do this enough, and I know I should. Kenny deserves the ultimate shout out. He is the coach of the year. The timing of his timeouts are impeccable. He has a great sense of momentum and when it is starting to shift, and his ability to be intense without overdoing it is so valuable. Like, there was a point where he was telling the interviewer how much he was just enjoying the game. He's one of the few coaches that actually seems to be in a genuinely good mood, and he never makes one game seem more important than another. He did not play the starters way more minutes than he normally would just because of the records, because at the end of the day, he knows it's a marathon, not a sprint. Last season, JB Bickerstaff failed to utilize the end of the bench and wore down the starters throughout the season, and right now, Atkinson is keeping everyone's legs fresh, and because of that, they are playing with so much energy every single night, and they never take a game off. Here is what Atkinson, as well as some of the players, had to say in their post-game interviews.
It's a beautiful game. I think it had playoff atmosphere, playoff competition. Guys were competing. I felt like there was no extracurricular stuff. It was just like pure basketball, pure competition. I mean, obviously, whoever won, lost. It was just a good game for the league, for the fans. Really exciting game.
Do you feel like a star player?
Yeah. I definitely starting to feel like that. I mean, just all the hard work is definitely paying off. I've been in the gym these past few years just trying to work on my offense game, keeping my defensive game at the same level, and I feel like all the hard work is definitely paying off now.
What does it say about this team?
Relentless. Best team in the league. I don't know, man. This team is great.
That's really all I got for this video. This was a big win. I'm super excited about it. Let me know what you guys thought about this game in the comments below. And if you did enjoy this video and haven't yet, please be sure to drop a like and subscribe, because your support truly does mean the world. And let me know what you would like to see next. And until then, I will see you all later.